Hello, so this video I'm going to go over problem set 10-7. I am in the airport, so if there are any sounds, you can ignore them. So the first question, we're just asked to plot the points. So this is pretty simple. First one, we have angle 5 pi over 4 and radius 3, so that's going to be over here. Question B, our angle is negative 3 pi over 4. So we're going to go up to here and then radius 1. So that's right there. C,
Attention in Terminal Southwest is speaking for passenger Elizabeth Marquez. Please make the 403 from the boarding for Vegas.
5 pi over 2 is the same as pi over 2 because we can subtract a multiple of 2 pi, which gives us pi over 2. And so this point here is going to be right there with a radius of 4. And for D has a radius of 0, and so that's just going to be the origin. Moving on to question 2. We're asked to convert the point to rectangular coordinates. A is very easy. That's just the origin because the radius is 0. B, we have 3 comma 3 pi over 2. So where is that? 3 pi over 2, that's going to bring us over there. So the point is here, which means that the rectangular coordinate is 0 comma negative 3.
Personnel of first class hospitality. If you need direction, shuttle information, or assistance of any kind, please proceed to the airport information counter located in the baggage claim area. Thank you for your service.
All right, so this angle is 5 pi over 4. And we know that this must make a 45, 45, 90 triangle, right? And so we know that this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which means that the side lengths are root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. And because it's in the third quadrant, we know that both x and y should be negative. So we just get that. Question D, now we have a negative radius, so we need to be quite careful. So normally 5 pi over 6 is going to be right here, right? So this is what it would be normally. But then because we have a negative 3 radius, we're actually going to go in the opposite direction. So the radius is negative 3. And then this makes a 30-degree angle, right? So that means that the coordinates are going to be negative 3 root 3 over 2. Never mind, sorry. It's a positive x coordinate, right? So 3 root 3 over 2, comma, negative 3 half. You could have also gotten this from just doing r sine theta. Sorry, r cosine theta, r sine theta. So this is negative 3 cosine 5 pi over 6. You can confirm that yourself. And this is negative 3 sine 5 pi over 6. You use the original angle if you're going to use the r cosine r sine formula. Question E. So negative 4 pi over 3. Normally that's going to be right here, right? Going to go clockwise 4 pi over 3. So normally our direction would be that way. But because we have a radius of negative 2, our mu angle is going to be that way. This is 30 degrees. So that means our coordinates are 1 comma negative root 3. Alternatively, this is also negative 2 cosine negative 4 pi over 3. And that is negative 2 sine negative 4 pi over 3. All right. Next, let's convert these points to polar coordinates. So part A, we have 2, 2. So that's right here. And so let's think about what the radius is, right? So the radius is square root of 2 squared plus 2 squared, which is just 2 root 2. And based on the graph, theta is clearly pi over 4. So our coordinates are going to be 2 root 2 comma pi over 4. Next, we have negative 4 comma negative 4. So it's this way, right? And so here, our radius is 4 root 2, because that's a 45, 49, 90 triangle, and our angle is 5 pi over 4. You could have also had different radius, or sorry, different angles, like negative 3 pi over 4, or, 13 pi over 4. You could have also done pi over 4 with the negative 4 root 2 radius, so
Evening for Colorado Springs passenger Alana Brockman. Alana Brockman, please see the representative at 8404 for an important message.
so that also works. Next one, negative 6 comma 0. So that's a radius of 6 and an angle of pi, right? You could have also done negative 6 comma 0. That also works. D is 0 comma 8. That's right here, right? So that's a radius of 8 with an angle of pi over 2. E, negative root 3 comma negative root 3. Let's see. Negative x coordinate, positive y coordinate. Right? And so this is root 3. This is negative root 3. And so that means the radius should equal root 3 times root 2, which is root 6. And the angle is, of course, 3 pi over 4. And F we have negative 1 comma root 3. So that's there. And this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle with root 3 here, negative 1 there. So this radius is equal to 2, right? So our answer is 2 comma 2 pi over 3. Next, let's convert these rectangular equations to polar form. So just remember the substitutions, right? This is all you need to memorize. X is r cosine theta, and y is r sine theta. So the first question, we have x squared plus y squared equals 16. Obviously, this is a circle with radius 4. If we make these substitutions, we get r squared cosine squared plus r squared sine squared equals 16. But here you can just factor out the r squared. And you're left with r squared, because cosine squared plus sine squared is just 1. And so you would be left with finally just r equals 4. And r equals -4 also works, but they actually lead to the same graph, so it doesn't matter which one you choose. So is this really a circle? Well, in fact, it is, right? So r must be 4, but theta could be anything. So all the points in the polar coordinate that satisfy r equals 4 are just all the points that are a radius 4 away from the origin, right? And so that matches the graph that we expect. If you think about it, -4 also works. R equals -4 also works, because what is that? That's just all the points that are a radius -4 away from the origin. And so if theta equals 0, then the point would be here. Here would be -4, and your graph would be like that. So that would be your graph instead. So they give you the same thing. Because they give you the same thing, you can just choose one and it'll be correct. Next, y equals -x. This tells you that r sine theta equals -r cosine theta. And if you divide both sides by r cosine theta, you're left with tangent equals -1. And from here, you can solve for theta. And you know that theta has to equal -π/4. And so that would be your answer. You could have also just written theta equals 3π/4. That also works. You could have also said theta equals 7π/4. Those are all the same thing. Okay, so what would this graph be? Well, r could be anything, but theta must be -π/4. So you're just thinking about what are all the points on the polar coordinate plane that satisfy theta equals -π/4. Well, clearly, if r is positive, that's going to be all of these points. And then if r is negative, that's going to be all of these points in this direction.
And bring by your waste, takes three response from the food scraps that can become compost. From pizza crust to leftover bread scraps. The loose slots are for recyclables, such as aluminum cans and plastic water bottles. Black slots are for all other trash. Thank you for properly sorting your waste and supporting Ontario International Airport's commitment to sustainability.
Okay, so that's if theta equals -π/4.
E1. Yeah, just like the fly over T there with launch a web browser to connect. It's that easy.
Let's do the next one. Theta, y equals -2. Here we would make the substitution r sine theta equals -2. And then to clean this up, you would divide both sides by sine, which gives you r equals -2 cosecant theta. And that would be your answer. And the graph of this is, of course, just a horizontal line at y equals -2. Last question. 3x plus 5y minus 2 equals 0. Here you make the substitution, same thing as usual. And then on the left side, we're going to factor out the r, so you can get each variable on one side. And then we'll divide by cosine sine, which gives us this final equation.
Attention in the terminal, you just arrived in on Southwest Airlines flight 787 from San Jose. Please double check your roller bags, make sure that you have the correct one. We do have a bag swap that happens, so if you do not have the proper bag, please go see a Southwest customer service representative.
Should look something like that. Actually, no. Should be here.